Welcome home to USA Global TV and Radio, a place where dreams take flight, with authentic storytelling, diverse perspectives and meaningful conversations, where global stories unite and bridges are built beyond all borders. Discover world-class education, entertainment, hope and inspiration. Together, we're building bridges worldwide. Subscribe to our channel, USA Global TV. Download our app, USA Global TV. Be our guest or join our team. Visit usaglobaltv.com. Thanks to our founder and executive producer, Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck. Music score by Yeffy Tang from Cloud Road Music. Voiceover artist Mike Porter. Creative direction by Paul Garcia. USA Global TV and Radio, your home for global connection. All rights reserved. This video and its contents are the exclusive property of USA Global TV and Radio. Unauthorized use, duplication or redistribution in any form is strictly prohibited.
Howdy y'all, red.olaughlin here. We're on Talking Heads on the USA Global TV and Radio Network. And today I am super happy because it's an area that I didn't know much about 6 months ago. A couple of months ago, I started noticing a lot more postings on social media with regard to peptides. You know, I know what they are, but I didn't really know what they did or how they worked or anything else. So after a while, I'm starting saying, well, maybe I need to know a little bit more about this. And as I started getting involved, I got inundated, literally. So let's just jump right into this thing, get my slides loaded up here real quickly and go. Okay, so we're talking about the future of aging less. And by aging less, I mean, not that you're getting shorter or anything like that. I'm just saying we're not having as many age-related diseases as we typically have. Our health is going to be a whole lot better later in life. I call this the peptide network because the peptides that are ongoing right now, and I'm sure a lot of you are probably seeing some of these things. What do they do? We're going to get into that today. This is an upper level view of everything. Oh, let me back up here 1 second. We're live streaming on Amazon Fire, Zizzle TV, E360 TV, a couple channels on YouTube, Android TV, Apple TV, social media. I have my two Facebook channels for my own simulcast and more. Just a lot of Zooming, live streaming today. And again, a live program. There are some podcasts that go out audio after the fact. And particular today, this particular show is really and truly for awareness and education. A lot of information I'll be presenting today is critical that if you elect to go in the direction of getting a peptide, really need to talk to a professional. Okay. red.olaughlin.com is my website. Find out about anything you want to know about me there. Red like the color, R-E-D. O'Laughlin, spelled O-L-A-U-G-H-L-I-N. red.olaughlin.com. All my books are there. Everything is there. Okay. The YouTube access is USA Global TV and Radio. That's all the live shows, our archives. Everything can be found there on YouTube. I also have some archive shows on my red.olaughlin.com channel. So let's get into this thing. I'm a researcher. I've never been in the medical or pharmaceutical fields, but I fell in love with chemistry many, literally decades ago. I got my first degree in chemistry, immediately got an invitation to Vietnam, never got a chance to practice it. Came back, got a bunch of more academic degrees and professional certifications. My expertise in my corporate world is in quality assurance, reliability engineering, and logistics. That's really where I spent the bulk of my civilian career. My Navy career, 31 plus years. I did 4.5 on active duty, invitation to Vietnam. Naval aviator, flew for 16 years, got to 62 countries. Spent 20 years in the reserves and then went back on active duty for another 6 years and got an invitation to Bosnia at the very end of my career. Nowadays, I look at the human body at the cellular level, chemically speaking. I want to know what's going on. In my corporate world, I was trained as an analyst to dive into why did something fail and just dive really down deep. You know, why did that happen? Okay, fine. Why did that happen? Okay, why did that happen? Well, I'm doing the same thing in the body. Let's start everything at the body and figure it out. So if I can treat the cause of a problem, I can generally fix it. If I'm treating symptoms, not so much, but the cause could get worse. On a personal side, married 57 years, a couple kids, 3 grandkids, and 1 great grandson. And I look forward to having all of my grandkids, not, miss my son and my granddaughter on his side, but my local grandkids and great grandson this weekend. They're going to be down here in the local area, and I think that they're spending the night this weekend. Best-selling author of a few books, independent publisher. I've helped about 50 authors get their books published. Also a book coach to help individuals, and distinguished Toastmaster. I've written over 1,000 original content articles, posted them on LinkedIn. International TV host here on the USA Global TV and Radio Network. Last year I was number 2 and number 6 in 2024 in rankings for the number of showings. For 6 months of this year I was number 6. And I noticed today on a posting that was brought out that I think I'm number 7 lifetime since USA Global TV and Radio Network has been in existence. So pretty proud of the network and all that we do. The future of aging less. Again, this information I'm presenting today, educational purposes only. Do not go to the bank with it, but you can go to your doctor and talk to him about it. There are a lot of people out there, a lot of stuff available, and what you're going to find out is that you start trying to buy something, they're going to tell you, do not take it yourself, get professional help. This stuff can be bought for research purposes only. A lot of disclaimers on that. I wrote a book several years ago, my first book on longevity, and I talked about a couple different causes of aging, but I'm talking about aging less. And what I'm talking about today isn't in any of my books, but it will be probably in the next book I'm talking about that I'm writing right now on pain control. Okay, so getting into today's show. What causes us to age? What happens when? Well, all of a sudden we get older and parts of our bodies are not communicating well. There's miscommunication. We don't have the energy we used to have. Our cells just aren't producing like they used to. Sometimes we have some faulty wiring, can't remember things, fatigue. We have leaky membranes. Things are just not quite the same. We expect things to happen they don't. Wrong messages are delivered. We went over this. I went over this recently with the hallmarks of aging, the hallmarks of health, a couple other topics I've done here in recent time, and I talk about what is actually happening at the cellular level that causes us to age, and what can we do about it. And in most cases, it's our lifestyle choices, those things we do every single day of our life. Well, if you watched any of my shows on health and aging, you know that I am a super proponent of keeping your mitochondria healthy. If you keep it healthy, you're going to be happy, because the mitochondria is the energy source of our bodies. It tells everything around it what to do. So you have peptides. These peptides, depending on what source you go to, I've seen as high as 300,000, but I think a safe number is 20,000. But we start with the peptides in the mitochondria, and they send their messengers. It's just like somebody going knocking on a door. I did a little video here recently, and if you're familiar with an old Saturday Night Live deal with Land Shark, and there was just knock on the door, and they look up, and you hear, flowers, another knock on the door, candygram, and they don't go to the door because there's not much emphasis there. They know what's going on, or there's just not enough. And same thing happens. We have our cells. We have these knock on the doors, and I'm still here. I'm doing my job. But what happens when you have a 6'5", 245-pound Marine Corps drill instructor bang on the door? I mean, just almost smash it open. You're startled, and they come in and they take over as if they are the new efficiency experts in a company you just hired to turn around. Well, that's what happens when you start using peptides, because the peptides are short chains of amino acids. Now, we have almost half of the amino acids we make in our body, but nearly 9 out of, we have 11 that we make, but 9 of them are called essential amino acids. We don't make them. We have to get them from food. So we have a bunch of amino acids, and the peptides are individual linkages. Okay, I have this one here, this one here, this one here, and you link them up. Okay, that becomes a peptide. and these determine where they go, what happens in our body. They're the people knocking on the door. So why is a drill instructor different than Harvey Milk Toast? Well, because each one of these things, as we get older, we start losing a lot of efficiency, a lot of effectiveness. Our efficacy goes down. But the amino acids are there. Same thing like we talk about insulin. Insulin is a peptide. People use it all the time. But we have this thing called insulin resistance. It resists doing what we want to have it done. But I have the natural peptides that our bodies make, but I also have peptides that can be made in a laboratory. They're synthetic versions. They're, if you get the really reagent grade, absolutely pure, no toxins in there, no byproducts, just just the facts, man. Just that is exactly what you get. That is that 6.5 foot drill instructor, 6.5, 6'5" drill instructor is knocking on your door, because they are there and they're waking up and they are taking over, and they're like, you're doing the same job. The cells are not changing anything. It's just they have a different master telling them what to do and holding them accountable. So that is where I see the change in the future of our entire healthcare system. These, I think right now, last I saw is, I think yesterday I saw 102 peptides are officially approved by FDA. I know there's at least another 150 in the works in some kind of clinical trials right now. And there's probably at least another 500, maybe 600 that are in some stage of planning to be tested. But you can go out right now and probably buy a whole bunch of them. Most of the work was done over in Russia, and you can buy them from there too. But there's, on the old TV show, warning, Will Robinson, warning, Will Robinson. These peptides are not, if you don't have the FDA approval, and they're looking at it from a safety perspective, they just don't have enough human studies, a lot of animal studies, and they turn out pretty well. The natural peptides work well in the body, but the synthetic peptides actually work so much better in the body, it's unbelievably. But because they're not FDA approved, you can't just go out and buy them and use them yourself. So again, talk to your physician. But there are physicians out there. I had a couple doctor's visits this past week, and I specifically asked them. No, they don't know anything about peptides. They know about insulin. They know about a couple. But you take a look at what's the big one? GLP-1, Ozempic, and Wegovy. They're a peptide, but they're a prescription med. But they're doing the job of a peptide. And now you have a prescription med. They're trying to take a natural function and synthetically create a drug out of it that has to be tested. But the peptide, if it's exactly the same thing, think about it like a hormone replacement therapy. It's exactly the same hormone, but it's made in a lab. Well, that's where I see the benefit coming down the road. We get these things absolutely pure. I think we have something that's going to make our health care system so much better. But peptides communicate both ways inside the mitochondria. They're talking back and forth. And mitochondrial health, when it's good, everybody's happy. It's linked to our aging, our good health. But when it's bad, it's very, very bad. Mitochondrial dysfunction is linked to many diseases. Aging. We have our peptides, and they go through many stages. We have our growth stage, our repair, our immunity, our daily energy. If all of a sudden you're fatigued, what's causing it? Stress, lots of things. But the peptides are back there going back and forth trying to do their job. We have a lot of different peptide networks in our bodies. One of them is called the neural vagal. Now, we talked about the vagus nerve, a couple weeks ago, within the last 3 weeks. And I did a whole presentation, just like I'm doing today, on the vagus nerve, when it's down the back of your spine. And it is the main communication. It's the main highway, the Autobahn between the brain and all the organs in the body. And the communication goes both ways. And so it's constantly monitoring what's going on. So you have that neural vagal network, and oxytocin, when you hug somebody and you have that feel good feeling, that's that oxytocin is the peptide there. But we're looking at stress. We're looking at calming effect. We're looking at emotional healing. Those are the kind of things in that particular network. So if I have peptides, those are the issues that the peptide is going to help me with. The metabolic mitochondrial, well, again, right now we're talking about the metabolic aspects of our body. Insulin is a peptide. We're looking at overall energy. We're looking at AMPK. AMPK is that pathway that monitors the energy level. If I need more, AMPK as part of the pathway is going to send a message back to the mitochondria, say, hey, need more, and the mitochondria is supposed to respond if it can. But if I'm starting to be in a relaxation rested state, I'm calming down, emotionally cooling off. I don't need that much energy. I need my body to calm down a little bit. Well, it's the backward flow through the AMPK that goes back to the mitochondria and say, hey, slow down a little bit. So you get that communication going back. You have the inflammatory network. Thymosin alpha 1, again, it's a peptide made in the body. We also have it as a synthetic one, but controls inflammation. Again, that's a major problem there with the inflammatory nature of our bodies. We have the gut microbiome, GLP-1, that's your Ozempic and Wegovy and other things. There's about 3 major things like GLP-1, glucagon, GLP-1, I can't think of the other one, but they all work directly on weight loss. And you've seen, not you, but there's a lot of people out there saying, here's a picture of me, I lost 50 pounds taking peptides. And, they're amazing. Ghrelin is another one. It's a communication between our stomach and our brain saying, well, I've eaten enough, or I'm hungry, or whatever. The ghrelin, I think, is the one that actually says, hey, I'm hungry because my stomach's empty. But it deals with digestion, deals with our metabolism. We have a repair structural pathway. It's our collagen. The collagen in our body is there as a protective measure. All of a sudden you injure yourself, you expose collagen to the bloodstream, and your immune system's never seen collagen before. It's been kept away. And now all of a sudden you have an immediate response. It hurts, it's inflamed, it's sore, it's red, it's swelling. There's a lot of things that happen, and that collagen sometimes can be the creator of having an autoimmune disease, such as rheumatoid arthritis, for instance. But we have repair structures that go out there and can repair these things, healing, regeneration. That's why we need really good sleep at night for our bodies to heal. Again, peptides are the ones that go in there and activate these healing and regeneration processes. So we have a total body system. It's literally a biochemical symphony. And when you start having one section fail, it can lead to others, and aging accelerates. Think of literally a symphony. If you're expecting something on the piano and all of a sudden the piano is out of tune, the symphony is ruined. It's just not working the way it's supposed to. And if you take the piano out and it's a major part of that symphony, you're just not getting the end product that you want, which for us is good health. So let's take a little bit of time, not much, to dive into the inner workings at the cellular level in the body, the area that I love to research and live in. So we got our vagus system, we got the peptides, we got the mitochondria, we got the energy that's coming out of the mitochondria, and then we have the repairs that are necessary to get us back. And all of that is a big loop. Now, let's look at this thing. Vagus nerve, we talked about that, the master communication channel, the Autobahn, the absolute thoroughfare for everything going on, communications between the brain and the rest of the body. 20% of the time, the brain is telling the body to do something. 80% of the time, the body is communicating to the brain saying, okay, here's what's going on. 24/7 monitoring of the body is going on by the brain. It's on autopilot. So long as we need, or we're going to sleep, okay, I'm going to slow down my heart rate. I'm going to slow down my blood pressure. I'm going to slow down my digestion. Everything that I need to have is being fed back into the brain. Okay, and if I'm getting ready to run a race, the body adapts, but it does it through that vagus nerve. So as I'm looking at things, I have various things that are going on in my life. I have my general health, I have my growth, I have my repair, aging because I'm getting older, but they're all being monitored, and the peptides that need to support, to communicate to each one of those, the repair functions, the aging functions, are done by peptide factories inside our mitochondria. So I have my mitochondria, which I think is the absolute starting block for our good health. But the mitochondria just can't do it by itself. It has a process called biogenesis, where it activates creating other mitochondria. It produces energy. It controls oxidation. The peptides created are literally messengers that send, go knock on the door and tell them to wake up and create more energy. Go tell them to go do this. I need more insulin. Go tell them to do this. I need more this. Whatever the body needs, the peptides are the ones carrying the message. So as we get older, the peptides are getting tired. They're worn out. So if I can get a peptide that's brand new right out of the package and built in with all the latest software that the regular body, for whatever reason, I really have that program. I haven't used it in a long time. Anyway, there's a lot of things going on there. And it seems like that synthetic peptide really and truly wakes up the body. We're not doing anything different inside ourselves. That's all the same. It's just that we have a different attention level to doing it. So we're getting back into that time back when maybe we were teenagers and everything worked, we were bulletproof. It didn't matter. So in the best case scenario, everything's in balance. My mTOR, my mammalian target rapamycin, my autophagy, my cell cleaning system, repair, recycle, everything's in balance. But balance can be fleeting. It can go back and forth. Sometimes our immune system is perfect. Other times we're challenged. If I'm not getting in the right nutrients, I'm not getting the right amino acids that I can't make. If toxins come in and start disrupting and adding extra stress at the cellular level, if other lifestyle choices, smoking, alcohol abuse, drug abuse, obesity, lots of things in our lifestyle, but how we handle stress, the quality of our sleep, all of these things affect the balance in our body. They affect our mitochondria. So if our energy levels are adipine triphosphate, ATP, they depend on peptides. One of the peptides is a thing called MOTS-C, MOTS-C. We have it in our body. We make it naturally. But the studies I'm seeing when people are taking MOTS-C, all of a sudden, the energy level becomes exponential. It's like somebody, instead of turning on a flashlight, they turn on every light in the house is on instead of a small light from your cell phone. Everything happens because all of a sudden the same peptide that's been responding all along gets a new owner that is pounding on the door and saying, you're not doing the job you're supposed to. Let's get busy. Let's get your butt in gear. But there are other ones in there too. You have these things called SHLP, small human-like peptides. There's 6 of them. You got humanin. And all these peptides are there to increase our energy production. And they do it literally exponentially. So if you were to take a MOTS-C synthetic protein, and again, don't do it on my account, talk to your physician. Make sure you get a physician who understands peptides, because that's a major problem in itself. We'll talk about that down the road, not today. But a MOTS-C is something that maybe is going to be used in conjunction with 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 other peptides, because you want to maximize the effect of just not waking up the mitochondria and just cranking up the energy. You want other things to happen. Just giving me more energy. If I'm not burning the fat, I'm not gaining, I'm more awake, but I want to be able to burn fat so I can lose. A lot of things I want to do. So there's a lot of peptides that work together and integrate and make everything work better. So MOTS-C is one of them. I'll be talking about MOTS-C next week, in addition to at least 2 other ones that work in that particular arena. Peptides increase the energy production. By doing that, we have increased blood flow. We have more oxygen to the body. Sometimes we don't want that, and we tell communication-wise, okay, let's kind of calm down a little bit. It's that AMPK network going back and forth. So depending what we're doing, if I lay down for a nap and I'm just wide awake, I want to lay down for a nap for 10 minutes. I want to be able to program my brain. Okay, let's lay down and relax, slow my breathing. That's all the communications going back and forth. So if I can do that, I can go either rest, relax, or increase things. So if I need more mitochondria, I can increase my biogenesis. If I need more glucose for energy, I can do that too. There's a stress response at the cellular level, and that stress response influences whether I increase energy or decrease energy. And that goes through the 2 primary pathways, AMPK and SIRT2. We've talked about those off and on over the weeks. So we have internal communication enhancement, because now the peptides are really out there communicating. we end up with efficiencies like we haven't seen since we were teenagers. Our energy levels drop when the cell or the mitochondria is compromised. Poor choices in our lifestyle factors might be too much alcohol. We're not getting rid of stress. We're reaching out there, grabbing a hold of it, and we just will not let go of toxins. Too many things are toxic in our environment, and we don't even know about it. Inflammation, oxidation, a lot of things that our diet can handle, our immune system can handle. But for whatever reason, we're not allowing the system to operate properly because of the choices we make. So, and in the process of talking about the hallmarks of aging and the hallmarks of health, literally every single one, I think there's one or two maybe in the entire gaggle of about 20 things we talked about, that didn't have, the lifestyle factors did not have some absolute effect on the ability to age or the ability to have good health. So the lifestyle factors affect our health and our aging. Again, prior presentation. But we want to have the balance so that we're not underperforming one, overperforming on another one. Now, there may be times I need an overperformance, but it's for a short period of time. We'll talk about that here in just a very brief second. So, but the synthetic peptides, MOTS-C, BPC 157, I think TP 500 is another one. Absolutely remarkable in what they do. It's super interesting. I've watched probably over 20 videos getting ready for the show today. And one of the doctors who specializes in this all the time, Edwin Lee, I think is his name, Lee. And he was talking about a couple of cases where he had anaphylactic shock, one with MOTS-C and one with something else. He never really identified the other peptide. But again, if you're taking it under a doctor's supervision, you're going to have somebody there that's going to be able to identify. Let's say that I want to take something. I better make sure I have somebody standing by in case there's a problem. I want to make sure I don't have to wait for an ambulance to go somewhere. So not telling you to do this. I'm really not. But I'm just saying it's something that the FDA has not said it's safe. Now, are we talking about 99 things out of 100? I think you're probably talking about 9,900 things out of it. I think it's a very, very minute, but it's still there. And everybody's different. And every day is different. So just be careful. Don't be the first kid on your block to, I want to lose 20 pounds or 40 pounds, 120 pounds, and start taking this stuff. Just make sure you have a doctor's supervision for that stuff. Now, I don't necessarily need the peptides. There's a lot of things that I can do myself. If I want to crank up my mitochondria and get more energy, I want to get a lot of things going right. Well, MOTS-C is one of my internal natural peptides. But I also have berberine, which operates very effectively in a lot of areas. But berberine, there's another form of it called dihydroberberine. It's about 6 times more effective than just plain berberine. A lot of vitamins and minerals. Again, I need a balanced diet. Exercise. Heat and cold, we're going to be talking about here in fasting with regard to hermetic options. Fasting, sleep, sunlight, vitamins, particularly B, C, and E. And again, on E, we're looking for the natural ones because there's 8 different components that make up vitamin E. And when you buy something in a jar, it's generally one synthetic one, and it's really not a much of it all. Your vitamin B, B12 is a cobalamin. You really need to take it under the tongue. If it's a B12 and you're taking it with everything else, it's going to be destroyed by stomach acid. Magnesium, iron, zinc, selenium, CoQ10. CoQ10 is used in literally every single cell in our body. Alpha lipoic acid, pyrroloquinoline, again, one of those chemicals that passes through the blood-brain barrier and is an army of itself in the brain. It's some molecules donate electrons to stop free radical damage, to cease oxidative stress, to slow inflammation. I think vitamin C can be reconstituted 6 times. So basically it's like having 6 vitamin C individuals that are out there donating electrons. Well, PQQ is known to literally be almost like 25,000 times one molecule can be regenerated if it's in the right conditions in the brain. L-carnitine, creatine, antioxidants, hydration, many things can help enhance our mitochondria. Not just the peptides, but the peptides seem to be the real turning on the light in a dark room and making things happen. Peptides support the immune function. If the immune function is working right, our genes are going to be turned off or turned on depending which gene needs to be expressed. They tell our stem cells, super critical. We have stem cells in our body. They're just sitting there. They're a blank slate. There's nothing in them. All of a sudden, somebody knocks on the door and says, I need a new kidney cell. Okay, that stem cell is down to the kidney, and it's now a kidney cell. Or I need a new brain cell, or I need a new heart cell. I need wherever I need new cells to replace cells that have reached the end of their life. Apoptosis causes the cell to die. I need a replacement cell. Well, the stem cells are there to replace those cells. And so I have my peptides knocking on the door of a stem cell saying, time to go. Where do you want me to go? And it goes there. Growth factor peptides, IGF-1. That's one of the ones you need. You want to have, when I need that one, I need it mobilized because I'm getting my stem cell. So stem cells are all over the place, but if nobody's telling them to do something, over time, we just start losing them. They aren't as effective as they used to be. And yeah, there are things we can do to regenerate some stem cells. And we'll maybe talk more about that down the road. But the stem cells release what is called a peptide-rich exome. And these are healing things. So what do I need to help myself with that? Fasting, exercise. They both stimulate peptides. They stimulate stem cells. So as I'm looking at type 2, okay, we'll get to type 2 here in a minute. Last week I introduced methylene blue. Anybody who's ever been in a lab, the blue liquid there, that it's really, really blue. But you touch it and it's like you almost can't wash it off. Well, methylene blue I've known about since the 60s, going through chemistry classes. And I never really realized what it does in the body. It's one of those things that I've done some crazy things with methylene blue at parties. It's a long time ago, back when I was young, wild, and reckless and bulletproof and didn't know what was going on. But that was, 2 generations ago in my lifetime. But it turns out that methylene blue, one of the things it does, it enhances mitochondrial energy output, just like MOTS-c. It's one of those things that helps the mitochondria. But what it does, it operates differently than knocking on the door and saying, get busy. It actually figures out which way it goes to get past the damage in the transport chain that, okay, I need to go from here to here, but there's little blockages. It figures out a way to go around it very, very quickly. So it finds these alternate pathways. It also is a great antioxidant in controlling the inflammation and oxidative stress. So I end up with more energy. As I get more energy, I end up with more debris in the body. Just because the cell is operating at this level, I have a certain level of trash that accumulates in the cells. I start operating up here. I accumulate trash a lot faster. I need to keep my cells clean because otherwise everything gets up to here and I can't, even though I'm really doing well, I really need to have the cells cleaned out. And autophagy is what does that, primarily through fasting. So I have a couple strategies to enhance my peptides. One is what they call zone 2 exercise to stimulate mitochondrial function. Well, what is zone 2? It's basically a jogging, dancing, an exercise that's a brisk walk, swimming. It gets us a little bit above our normal level of just walking. I can still communicate. It may be a short-term high-intensity exercise. It may be a little bit of weightlifting, but it's a gradual increase. And that gradual increase, because of, I'm talking about it here I think the next slide, it sends signals out that says, I need to do something. And it stimulates the mitochondria to respond. Fasting, again, at least 18 hours to get started at about a 1% rate, 72 hours to get up to near 100%. But somewhere in that 48 to 72 to 96 hour range, your fasting is what causes autophagy to really go into overdrive and clean up all the cells. So you want to be in that for a while. mTOR is the one that causes our body to grow. And so we need balance. But the AMPK activation, again, is by our lifestyle choices and certain supplements. Berberine does it, resveratrol. I've talked about it off and on for quite a few months of the time. Deep sleep, quality sleep, our circadian rhythm is aligned with what's going on in our world. But as I say, I'm lifting weights and I'm going back and forth. Well, that muscle is being taxed a little bit. And as such, I end up creating these little responses. They're myokines. It's IL-6 is one of them. And it sends back to the little communication back to the mitochondria. And that resistance training is talking back and forth. So I have something that's going on and I'm in total autopilot mode of, okay, I know what's going on, let's support it. So I have protein, micronutrients I have to have daily. No, if I'm fasting, that's one thing. But if I'm just eating junk food all the time, I'm not getting everything I need. I'm going to end up with my gut microbiome that is not ideal. A lot of issues. That gut-brain communication creates a lot of problems. My gut health, again, like mitochondrial health, is super critical. Leaky gut creates a lot of problems. But as the leaky gut or any kind of gut health, whether good or bad, it's going to go via the vagus nerve right to the brain. So I have a lot of gut issues. I'm going to have some brain issues too, because that's the way the body works. If the gut is in good health, the brain is going to be in good health. And that's what we need to do. Hormetic stress. I talked about this just very briefly. Let's say I'm lifting a weight. That hormetic stress, whether I'm exposed to cold, to sauna, heat, to sunlight, I have something that's happening that's taking me out of my normal condition. It's a incremental increase for a short period of time. It's a stress. Okay, if I lift that dumbbell, that barbell, and I'm doing 2 sets of 20, I am now increasing my bicep muscle or other muscles that support that. That's a hormetic stress. I stop. I'm not doing it for 24/7. I'm just doing it for a short period of time. Well, there's a lot of different stresses. It's just not the exercise. It's the cold, the heat. But these hormetic stresses, they get responses from the body. The body accommodates them, and we get a little stronger, a little more flexible, a little much better health-wise and body-wise. But the issue is we really need consistency. If you're not doing some level of exercise, whatever that, just plain walking, swimming, dancing, whatever your exercise is, lifting weights, again, balance, flexibility, lots of things, but we need consistency in that. The same thing, I need consistency in my sleep. I need consistency in my stress management. I need consistency in the quality of foods that I eat. I need it just, if I'm doing a fast, okay, that's a 72-hour, 100-hour, whatever. Okay, that's an exception. But the rest of the time, I need to be supplying my body with the nutrients that I need. So I have a health loop that goes around. My energy powers the peptides. The peptides send out signals for repairs. The repairs restore everything. Mitochondria is happy again. Muscles are happy. Organs are happy. Everybody's happy. And it's all because of the peptides. So if I get down the road, let's say 20 years from now, and there's 500 peptides that can literally repair, prevent, a lot of different disease, which I believe it probably can, because I think you can take a lot of preventive issues in the meantime. I think the peptides are going to replace a lot of prescription meds, because there's no need for the med if I can prevent the thing from happening on the front end or using a peptide. Again, my own personal opinion. I'm taking it to the bank down the road, but I'm learning more and more. I have over literally almost 100 pages of notes I printed out, and these are all from the searches that I've been doing and videos I've been watching and everything. So anyway, I like this topic. I'm going to continue on it for at least one more session, maybe two, it sort of depends, but I get a lot more stuff to look at, and I'll pass that on as we go along. So I hope you all learned something today. I know I did, and I'm trying to put out as much as I can. So anyway, I look forward to seeing you all next week. Take care. Have a wonderful time and enjoy life. Take care. Bye now.
USA Global TV and Radio proudly presents Tracy Cram Perkins, a dementia caregiving survivor teaching how to balance care with peace of mind. #1 resource for dementia caregivers. It's the book Dementia Home Care: How to Prepare Before, During, and After. Over 17,000 copies sold of this must-have guide. now a testimonial from Tracy Smith.
If I was to describe this book to someone who is going through a similar situation, I would underscore how important it is to have some sort of a tool or a guidebook to help you through certain stages. And there's so many, it's such an unknown topic to the average person. And to have this as a reference is essential. It's going to help you get through it personally, as well as help your loved one manage.
To learn more, go to TracyCramPerkins.com. Tracy Cram Perkins is an award-winning author. She's also the host of Dementia Home Care television show. Watch it here on USA Global TV and Radio.
Have you ever felt unheard? Like your words float into a void, leaving you invisible and disconnected? How about feeling judged, when assumptions overshadow your truth, leaving you misunderstood and defensive? And then there's that moment when someone offers solutions you never asked for, dismissing your feelings and leaving you more frustrated than before. It doesn't have to be this way. Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck, the listening mentor, understands. She's here to help you reclaim your voice, build stronger connections, and create meaningful conversations that inspire understanding and mutual respect. Through her groundbreaking books, online and in-person courses, and interactive workshops, you'll learn how to navigate life's most challenging interactions. Discover the power of elevated listening and transform how you communicate. Master setting boundaries and asking permission to protect your peace. Learn to recognize and release judgment, fostering empathy and true connection. Dr. Kerbeck also offers personalized coaching, one-on-one or group sessions, designed to fit your unique needs. Whether in person or virtually on StreamYard, her guidance will empower you to thrive. You don't have to struggle alone. The path to deeper connections and better relationships start here. Visit drjacqueline.com or usaglobaltv.com. Join a global community of empowered listeners and transform your life, one meaningful conversation at a time. Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck is the listening mentor. Start your journey today.
Every woman carries a story of strength, of purpose, of light. Through her courage, the world is transformed. Through her grace, generations are inspired. This is Iconic Women Within Every Woman Lives a Goddess, a celebration of brilliance, beauty, and empowerment. Join us every Wednesday at 11 a.m. New York, 4 p.m. London time, only here on USA, Global TVR, and Radio. Featuring the iconic Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck, honoring voices that shine across the world. Subscribe to our YouTube channels, USA Global TV and Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck, to watch and engage with all our content. World-class education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration.
In a world craving connection, one platform dared to dream bigger. USA Global TV and Radio, a beacon for global voices, authentic storytelling, and elevated listening. Led by visionary Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck, the journey from a spark to a global force is now captured in one inspiring book. Honored with YouTube's Silver Creator Award for surpassing 100,000 subscribers. Discover the evolution, the challenges, the triumphs, and the unstoppable spirit that created a global movement. Executive producer Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck. Music score by Yeffy Tang. Creative director Paul Garcia. This video and its contents are the exclusive property of USA Global TV and Radio. Unauthorized use, duplication, or redistribution in any form is strictly prohibited. Now an Amazon #1 new release in paperback and ebook. Broadcasting brilliance, the evolution of USA Global TV and Radio is inspiring readers around the world. Join the movement that's redefining global media one story at a time.
Is it true? Is it kind? Is it necessary? In a world quick to judge, one book dares to reveal the hidden cost of silence. Discover Holy but Harmful, The Silent Sin of Judgment, How Hidden Judgments Destroy Relationships and Damage Lives by Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck. The Amazon #1 bestseller that's transforming the way we understand ourselves and the way we see others. Pick up the companion workbook to uncover your own hidden judgments and learn how to break free from them. Available now on Amazon and at fine bookstores worldwide.
Get ready to wear the brand that's changing the world of media. Introducing the official USA Global TV and Radio online store. From our TV show hosts to our incredible global guests, you asked, we delivered. Rep your appearance with pride. Whether you've been on air, hosted a show, or tuned in, we have something just for you. Visit us at usaglobaltvradioshoп.myspreadshop.com and start shopping today. Check back frequently. We're dropping fresh new designs all the time. Showcase your role in our global community. These designs celebrate your voice, your story, your presence. It's more than just merchandise. It's a movement of hope, inspiration, education, and elevated listening. Head to usaglobaltvradioshoп.myspreadshop.com. Your spotlight awaits. USA Global TV and Radio. Elevate your style. Elevate the world.
Thank you, viewers and listeners of USA Global TV and Radio, for joining us today. We're honoured to have your time and attention as part of our global community. At USA Global TV and Radio, we believe in the power of authentic conversations, meaningful connections, and creating a world of possibilities together. Want to be part of something bigger? Join our team of elevated listeners at usaglobaltv.com, a space where your voice matters and your ability to listen transforms relationships. Stay connected with us across all our platforms for thought-provoking discussions, expert insights, and empowering stories. Subscribe to our channels at youtube.com/c/usaglobaltv. Follow us on social media and explore the endless opportunities we're creating for growth, learning, and inspiration. Together, we're not just broadcasting, we're building bridges and changing lives one conversation at a time. For inquiries, contact us at info@usaglobaltv.com. Music by Johnny Dies. Produced by Executive Producer and Director Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck. Voiceover by Mike Porter. Creative Direction by Paul Garcia. All rights reserved. Copyright 2025. Visit usaglobaltv.com to view our full terms and conditions.